Hi, it's Marianne Brewer, and I'm coming to you this afternoon to answer a question that I had come in. It came to me in an email. It was a question by a gal named, what is her name? Um, Her name is Sue. Sue, Sue keeps her horse at a stable where she boards. And so it's a regular boarding farm. And what's happening is so someone is going out into the field where the horses are. Her horse lives in a field with other horses and feeding the horses carrots. And that what's happening is her horse is beginning to get very aggressive around food. And she knows it's not anything that she's done because she doesn't ever feed her horse treats, because she said that he acts, even though he's 16 too, he acts like a little spoiled pony. So Sue, here's the thing I want to say about that. If your horse is biting you, first of all, that's going to be between you and your horse, and you're going to need to have a conversation about that. But I hand feed treats all the time. I hand feed treats to every one of my horses and every horse in my practice. And none of them are rooting in my pockets. None of them are rooting in the pockets of their people. None of them are biting. There's no food aggression at all. And it's because of the way that I give the treats and because of the relationship that we have. So if I'm going to hand feed a treat, I want to make sure that the horse, A, knows exactly why. There's going to be a good reason for it. And I'm gonna hand it to my horse, any horse. I say they're all my horses, but I'm gonna hand it to the horse. I'm gonna open my hand and I'm gonna allow them to take the treat. If at any time they're rooting in my pockets or mugging me for treats, I'll just say, no, no. And I'll be very clear about it. I just give a very clear, no, that's not gonna happen. If I need to move them away, then I will do that. Such that I can actually go into the herd with my entire herd, which includes a pony and a gelding and 5 mares. And it doesn't even have to be me. It can be other people can walk into my herd and open mints and give everybody a mint one at a time and like take whatever time it takes to open the mints and pass them out. And that was always something that was very important to me. And it was important to me because in my world, I do a lot of different things with my horses, but one of the things that I do is equine assisted learning and psychotherapy. And in that environment, I really never know what people are going to do. I don't have a lot of rules about whether or not they can bring food. Sometimes people will have a cough drop in their pocket and they'll open it up. I don't want the horses to think that just because somebody's opening a cough drop that they should go and mug them for their cough drop. So I taught my horses how to manage themselves around food. And I teach every single horse in my practice how to manage themselves around food. And the way that I started that is I went out on purpose to do this, to talk to my horses about how to manage themselves around food. And so the way I did it is I actually put sweet feed in a bucket. And I went out and I don't ever even feed sweet feed. I bought this sweet feed for the purposes of this training because I knew it would be something they would really like. It would be like a big treat for them. And so I put some sweet feed in a bucket and I got a stick with a string on it. It was just a regular, it's like something shorter than a lunge whip. It's a Flicks or something. I don't know what it's called, but it's a little, it's a stick, and it has a lash that's about as long as the stick, but it's short enough that I can hold it in my hand with a bucket of sweet feed and I'm not stepping on it. It's not that big. And so I called the horses over and I said, who wants to have some food? So the very first moment that I felt crowded or pushed on, I used my stick and I just sent them back. I said, no, you have to be gentle. And then the one that was waiting and was gentle and soft and asking, now she was not very high in the hierarchy of who can come in and get food first. So I invited her to come in. And in the moment that the more dominant horses went to chase her away, I sent them away. I said, no, she's with me and she's going to be eating this bucket of sweet feed. And if you want some, you can come too, but you need to be not only gentle and careful of me, but also your herd mates. So every single day I would go out there and do that. And there were days in the beginning where my most dominant mare, she didn't get anything. And, and there were days that my fat little pony, who walked up in the most respectful, polite way, she definitely ate, and she ate first. And I want to be able to take the sweet feed away from this horse and then give it to this horse, and then take it away from this horse and give it to this horse. And I don't want this horse pushing on this horse. And I don't want this little tiny pony in the middle to feel like she has to leave because it's not safe for her. So the thing that I'm saying about all of this is you get to say how it goes for you in your world with food. A lot of horses are very demanding because there's no cost for their food. There's no cost to them. And what I mean by that is, there's no price they have to pay. Oftentimes, the way horses are fed is they're brought into a barn and the food is thrown into a bucket, or it's in there as soon as they get in there, and then they come in and then they go right there and they eat. Or if the food's not already in there, oftentimes what you'll see, and I've been at barns that this happens, the horses will start pawing and kicking and pawing and pawing and pawing and really getting mad about the fact that there's no food. And people hurry as quick as they can to get the food into the buckets so the horse will stop kicking. And that doesn't work for me, because I'm the one who actually works for that food. I'm the one who's actually out in the world, teaching horsemanship and helping people with horses and putting my life, on the line. And that food has value to me. And not only that, but I'm the one who's searched the world over to find the very best food that I can for these horses. And I've measured it perfectly, and I've got the right supplements. And I want them to actually be grateful when they get it. I want them to appreciate the fact that someone has cared for them, and someone cares for them, and someone's willing to feed them. And they never go hungry. They have hay all the time. So they're never in a place where they've gone hungry. So I hope, Sue, I hope that helps you, with a little bit of an idea about how I wouldn't necessarily worry about what other people do. I would teach my horse, and I would teach all the horses in my pasture, how it is when I come in the pasture, what it is that I expect. I expect a particular amount of space. I expect my horse to be able to come to me without fighting with 3 or 4 other horses in the herd. And that's going to happen because I'm the one that's going to teach them about me. So I don't know how it's going to go when I'm not there, but I'll bet you those horses are going to begin to have a different idea about people and treats and how they should act, interact, and react. So I don't live in the rules about no hand feeding treats. I live in the principle of be careful of me. Don't step in my space. Be careful of the humans. And you know what? When I'm here, I'm the herd leader, and I'll not have you pushing on your herd mates who may not be as dominant as you. So that's a super important thing for me. And so I hope that answers your question. I'm happy to answer your questions. If you guys have any questions, you can send me an email at marianne@mariannebrewer.com. If you're interested in any of the work that I do, you can head on over to the website and you can have a look at that. It's mariannebrewer.com. You can come to the Facebook page, and I answer questions in the Facebook group as well. So I'd be happy to do that. And I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.